As an angsty Indian teen, I randomly chose Manchester United as my football club, getting hooked on every exhilarating high and heartbreaking low, from late night matches against Shakhtar Donetsk to cheering at local bars in my Raffle 1 number 7 jersey. I had chosen my football club for life. At this point in my short life, I had only encountered racism in books and movies, until, of course, the infamous Evra Suarez clash at Anfield. Watching it unfold live, especially seeing someone like Evra subjected to such treatment, left me deeply puzzled and shocked. It forced me to confront my own privilege. From that moment on, my eyes were opened to the ugly hatred humans can carry for their kin, and I began to notice it everywhere. Movies, music, and TV shows reflect real life issues also, but sports, driven by intense passion in the moment, make it tough to gloss over the negativity. Remember Colin Kaepernick's protests, the heinous comments about Sir Lewis Hamilton, and the video of Chinese fans shouting the N word at players? Football has been no exception. From Samuel Eto'o facing racist chants in the late 90s to Vinny Jr. enduring abuse from Valencia fans last year, things have not improved. Some say they have worsened. In the 22 to 23 season, football related arrests in England and Wales rose by 59%. A new report called Out on the Fields revealed that 80% believe homophobia is more common in sports than elsewhere. That is a total L for humanity, ergo, bad for business. So, who can save football from its most rabid fanatics and open the gates to the community? According to Heineken's latest campaign, it's the truest hardcore fans. This campaign aims to reclaim and redefine hardcore football fandom to make it more inclusive and positive for everyone. While the campaign includes extensive brand and user-generated content, its essence is captured in a 2-minute ad inspired by real fan stories. The ad showcases fans expressing their love in crazy ways, from signing wills to Chelsea to naming pets after football legends. It ends with real photos and videos of fans declaring that the perception of hardcore fans as goons and ruffians is outdated. True hardcore fans inspire others to love the sport through their passion. It hit me right in the heart. I too once had a white mouse named Pele after the Brazilian football god. The ad felt personal. It was refreshing to see a beer brand highlight inclusivity, diversity, and positive fandom on a global stage. So let's dive in and see what makes Heineken's Real Hardcore Fans campaign so successful. This is the Awesome Channel, where we break down the world's most remarkable and meaningful brand campaigns and what makes them so great. So do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Before diving into the intricacies of the Real Hardcore Fans campaign, it's essential to understand Heineken's rich history. Founded in 1864 by Gerard Adrian Heineken in Amsterdam, Heineken has grown from a small Dutch brewery to one of the world's most recognized beer brands. With over 150 years of brewing expertise, Heineken has consistently pushed the boundaries of innovation, quality, and social responsibility, making it the perfect advocate for positive football fandom. I mean, Heineken is so synonymous with top-tier football, the UEFA Champions League, that I cannot hear the glorious Champions League anthem without simultaneously thinking about the Heineken bottle shape with that message, "Drink responsibly," hovering over a lit-up stadium. This campaign allowed Heineken to get more out of the most successful partnership that they have long enjoyed, where both UEFA and football as a brand and product is getting the global platform to reach North American markets, while Heineken is getting the sports washing effect in whose glory its humble product is sold. And they need all the help and partnership they can get. The global beer market is growing at a steady 3% annually all the way through 2032, while the non-alcoholic beverage market is growing and booming, expected to hit $41.5 billion by 2030, at a 7.5% growth rate. However, despite Heineken's strong presence in Europe, it still trails behind AB InBev globally. So, how do they compete and grow? But before we answer that question, let's break down some truths using the 4C's approach. First, a key consumer truth: bullying and exclusion are out, while acceptance and community are in. This shift towards inclusivity makes Heineken's Real Hardcore Fans campaign resonate deeply with today's audience. A category truth in beer campaigns is their similarity, largely due to traditional marketing target audiences. Studies show that the dominant themes are partying, quality, sports, manly, and relax, with partying themes making up about 42% of all ads. Notably, brands like Corona and Heineken use the partying theme in over two-thirds of their ads. Coming to company truth, both Heineken and UEFA have a lot to gain by going westwards in search of the gold rush to tap that lucrative American market, as they should. Studies reported that Americans spend at least $18,000 per year on non-essential items, reflecting their high discretionary spending capability. The cultural truth mirrors the consumer shift towards inclusion. Bullying in schools has dropped from 28% in 2005 to 20% in 2019. Meanwhile, 79% of organizations have now started to prioritize fostering a sense of belonging, which has been pointed out to be a critical factor for success. A McKinsey report also found that companies with greater gender, ethnic, and cultural diversity amongst executives are more likely to be profitable. Inclusion isn't just cool, it's beneficial for everyone. This is what the culture's feeling. Based on all this info, if we attempt to do the strategy on a page, we can see the broad but mission critical strokes behind the campaign come together a little bit. The brand problem is that Heineken is strong within Europe but lags globally, especially in North America. The consumer problem is that for a sport which is supposed to be the most accessible of them all, football fandom lacks diversity and is full of negative stereotypes. However, the insight here is that boundaries, race, ability, sex, age, political leanings are used to divide us, while real hardcore fans unite us, making the solution a campaign that redefines hardcore fans to be those who are inclusive and positive, so that the everyday customer can share the passion and love that they have for the sport with other humans who also love it in a wholesome and inclusive fashion. Ultimately, helping Heineken achieve its business goal of being the most respected and leading brewer in the world by brewing a better world. While the ad spot is the most visible part of the campaign, Le Pub, the brains behind it, must be credited with craftily structuring the campaign, allowing for a multi-level engagement with their consumer. They do this by using a campaign tactic that I like to call the Harmony Hub. The 2-minute ad is the main feature that encapsulates the key messages of the campaign in the most dopamine-releasing format to capture attention. Once the attention is captured, probably over TV or social media, they redirect the consumer's attention to their Fresher Football website, which is the campaign HQ for the real hardcore fans. The website features a variety of branded content and assets, including an off-the-cuff interaction video with Virgil van Dijk and Jill Scott, launching the campaign with a challenge for the craziest stories of passion, where 5 winners will get UEFA Champions League finals tickets. It also showcases blog and video stories of hardcore fans worldwide like Basil Good, Chelsea's women's one-man cheer band, or the Talarico sisters with their Napoli-inspired art shop, and Kevin and Toto, who built their own yellow wall in Mexico to show their love for Borussia Dortmund. Additionally, there are links to past campaigns like Social Swap and Men Included, and a post-campaign story about how the confetti at the 2024 UEFA Champions League men's finals featured thousands of fan selfies. They had a great mix of stalactite, top down, and stalagmite, community generated content, creating compelling hooks and organic engagement. This Harmony Hub approach ensures that brands tell cohesive, consistent, and authentic stories across channels, capturing their audience's attentions effectively. And then use that attention to drive more engagement with other branded assets and interactions that drive the same message. That Heineken is a champion of inclusive and positive football fandom, uniting diverse fans worldwide through authentic stories and innovative engagement. Donella Meadows, in her seminal work, Thinking in Systems, a primer, discussed the idea that for a system to be resilient and sustainable, it must prioritize the good of the whole. While these erstwhile hardcore football fans, fanatics, hooligans, goons, were probably responsible for a segment of ticket holders and viewership in the past, prioritizing them, giving them light, gives football a bad name and goes directly against our shared values of sportspersonship and unity. Instead, Heineken is using its credibility and street cred within the upper echelons of football as a sponsor and an ambassador to prioritize the good hardcore fans over all else. Which is genius, because they are glorifying and celebrating the type of people who they want to be their target audience. Highlighting a Madalena or a Basil or a Nguyen inspires several others to be the same. While the campaign has just ended, its impact is promising. Heineken 0.0 sales grew by 30% with strong performance, especially in the Americas. And there was a 4.7% organic growth in beer volume for Q1 fiscal 2024. While these quantitative validation points might make bottom line watchers happy, there have also been qualitative wins that speak volumes about the engagement. Heineken ran an ad spotlighting Jorge, a Real Madrid fan who went viral for being on a lucky phone call during the semi-final where Real Madrid beat Bayern, while being on a television interview. On the final night, Heineken offered fans a chance to experience Jorge's luck by providing an active phone line for game-changing calls. The result? 1,200 calls, 114 calls answered, and 436 voice messages sent in 90 minutes. Years have passed since I remember watching my first Manchester derby. That thriller in 2009 where Owen scored the final winner after a nail-biting game. But I did not understand the offside rule yet. The next day in school, a group of my fellow mates were discussing the match. While I was describing my highlights, I misspoke about the offside rule and got ripped to shreds and labeled a noob. Everyone else got that simple rule, and I was made to feel kinda like a fool. Gyan, a close friend and the best player we had on our school team, found me later after lunch and started talking about the match. Specifically about how the offside violation occurred. He did not condescend, look down upon me, but naturally weaved the lesson into the anecdote. He explained it so well that I still use that explanation to help others who do not understand the rule to this day. This Heineken campaign made me cherish people like Jan. The other boys all wore expensive shoes, had the latest jerseys, and some even took vacations abroad every year to watch United live in action. But for me, no other fan was realer, more hardcore, or more passionate than Gyan. Because Gyan, like true fans, actually cares. They care about their team, the sport, and about other fans. Because Gyan, like true fans, realize that the game is better with all of us rather than a vocal few. His passion and commitment in the face of victory or defeat is probably one of the biggest reasons why I continue to support the Busby Babes. Gyan is a real hardcore fan. I think so, and I believe Heineken would agree.